There are a million reasons the HSTs are getting replaced. It's a rite of passage as a train enthusiast to know what a Class 43 is, and how they're way too old and rickety to still be in passenger service. Something that happened in the last 10 years is the UK rail network gaining consciousness, and realising that their HST fleets are old as, and need to be eradicated. So enter Hitachi. They come to Britain with a proposal of a much more high-tech and modern fleet to replace their HSTs and other stock all over the UK, and their idea, pun very much intended, gains traction. So welcome the Class 800, the face of the Intercity Express programme. They enter service in October 2017, and as the community does, totally rejects them. Why? Because the rail community glazes them! Well, that's why you're watching this video. The opinion of passengers doesn't seem to affect the decisions of many other train operators, and they begin ordering more to replace other fleets, including but not limited to Virgin's HST fleet, the 350s on TPE, and eventually the Voyagers in the West. So why make such a grand decision in the first place? Well, first we'll have to dive into the history of the IAB. So there are three kinds of people in the world. Those who like Hitachi seats, those who don't, and those who can't give a Slovakian chair lag about the entire subject. The Class 800-0 is a 5-car BMU built for GWR, and these new trains had a total of 2,250 horsepower coming out of their 3 diesel engines. This matches that of a single HST power car. The units were seen as the perfect replacement for the HSTs. But Will, they have the same horsepower, so they should have equal acceleration. Not quite. First of all, you're forgetting that the 800 is also electric, and second of all, the 80X doesn't have to drag 140 tons, yes, 140 tons worth of HST power car. So, all in all, the 80X is lighter, has more spaced out engines, and therefore has far better acceleration. It's the same story with LNER, but they decided to order 9-car sets to match the length of their current fleet, to which GWR completely copied, with their 9-car sets having a total horsepower of 3,750. There's really no competition. Less than a year later, GWR decided that they were going to wipe out the HSTs from the full Great Western Mainline timetable for good, and confine them only to the furthest stretches. To fill in for this, they ordered even more sets in 5 and 9 car formations, but with more powerful 940 horsepower motors. So the Class 802 appears. The 5-car now has 2,820 total horsepower, and the 9-car version now has a whopping 4,700, which is absolutely mental for a multiple unit, almost as much as the Voyager, only much healthier to the environment and to my ears. And to slap the HST in the face even more, GWR goes and gives the new stronger engines to the Class 800s too. So basically, the only physical difference now between the Great Western 800s and the Great Western 802s is absolutely nothing. So back to the comparison. While the HSTs are old, they provide convenience to the passenger on a deeper level. It's no lie that the Mark III seats are far superior to the diamond-plated things we have on the older 800s. A lot of people don't mind the new seats, and a lot of people don't even have to worry because all the 80Xs built after the 802 are far better seats in comparison to, say, LNERs. Another thing that the HST has that the 8300s don't is class. The Mark IIIs give off a sort of old luxury, and as a person who regularly gets HSTs out of Edinburgh, I can see where the hate on the new seats is coming from. One last thing would be the downside to all multiple units. The 80Xs have their diesel engines directly under the floor, which in some cases can be detrimental to ride quality. But in reality, it's just a train. It's not like you're going to live there until the end of your days. So to narrow it down, I'll give 3 things that are good and 3 that are bad about the two trains. The HSTs are more comfortable, nostalgic, and interesting to see these days. But they are also slow at accelerating, bad for the environment, and have fiberglass cabs that can be annihilated by a tree. The 8300s, on the other hand, are reliable, have more amenities that benefit the passenger, and are better for the environment. But they are also somewhat more uncomfortable than the Mark IIIs, and way too common. There's really nothing else bad I can think about them. Well, there you have it. Every train in the UK is on a scale of whether it benefits the rail system or benefits a train critic. The HST is leaning towards the critic side, with the only passenger benefit with the HST sets being the more comfy seats. The new trains are absolutely hated by most of the rail enthusiast community, so I think they belong closer to the end of benefiting the passenger, which is the aim of trains as a whole. Trains are made to move passengers, not make Francis Bourgeois giggle. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking or subscribing because it helps me and makes me happy. Also, if you'd like to give your own opinion on these two opposing trains, dare you venture into my radical comments section and drop me a line. In conclusion, you've been watching Will Rides Trains, and for that, I thank you. Goodbye. Also, I'd like to welcome 3 new channel members, that Transport Girl, Fishy Sunak, and the Train Tracker. Thank you very much for your support.